Three, two, one. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 223 of the KBMOD podcast. It is January 24th, 2016. And yeah, we're all here except for John. John is
and
moving.
Katie's in.
John and Katie's in. Katie's been gone so long, I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, but I guess he's still having PC issues. This is
Who's
down to
Katie's
third
in?
week. Yeah, exactly, right. So I heard that he actually took the computer to Best Buy and he's having it looked at by the Geek Squad. So
No, is he actually though?
well, Brad said that he was actually bringing the computer to someone to actually look at it. So I don't know if it's the Geek
Hopefully
Squad.
it's not Geek Squad.
I hope it's the Geek. No, he wouldn't bring it to the Geek Squad. I don't think so.
Why are you calling it
really
the
hope
Geek
not.
Squad?
I don't, because there is only one Geek Squad.
The Geek Squad.
And John is moving this weekend. But we've got Drake filling in. What's up, Drake?
How's it going?
You're a familiar face by now, actually, at least to me. Three casts.
I don't know that I've
Count.
been on a podcast with Drake before.
I don't think you have, Brandon. No, I don't think you have.
Yeah.
So this is historic. This will go down in the annals of
The anals, yeah.
the annals of KBMOD history. But yeah, Brandon, you're. We got to talk about your little. So you were at I forgot to say this last week because I knew you were traveling or you were doing something. You were at a bachelor party, Brandon.
I was, yeah. One of my friends is getting married soon.
Yeah. How was? I mean, you don't kiss or slap a stripper's ass and tell, but what?
You kiss a stripper? Is that something?
No,
not
I guess
kiss a
you. No,
stripper.
not. I
Yeah,
think
don't
it's
kiss a
bachelor
stripper.
parties. It's probably not good.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I
think
did-
generally that's frowned upon.
Not even like just exclusively at bachelor parties. Just don't kiss
general.
strippers.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. 'Cause I'm, so no, how was the bachelor party?
It was good. It was in Denver, so it was
Oh,
pretty
you
nice.
smoked that. Oh, no, you continue.
So we had like a nice condo. We got an Airbnb, and
nice.
and so that was really cool. It was in a pretty trendy part of Denver, and we actually ended up getting tickets to the playoff game from last week.
Oh,
So that was
wow.
pretty cool. It was pretty cold, but that was fun. I hadn't been to an NFL game in a while.
Did you have trouble breathing in the Mile High stadium there?
It wasn't that
Thin air?
bad. It wasn't
No?
that bad. But I
Yeah.
was kind of like I was preparing for that for the weekend because like my sister's actually gotten altitude sickness recently when she went skiing, and so I was trying to be really cognizant of drinking a ton of water, and not drinking too much alcohol and that sort of stuff because you get drunk quicker at the altitude.
right.
But no, I mean everything went great. We had a lot of fun. It was we went to Fort Collins, which is I don't know like an hour outside of Denver, and there are several breweries there, and we kind of hit some different breweries, and sampled and ate.
Sampled the local women and the local brews. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Oh,
people
okay.
people pick and choose what they chose to sample.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's a bachelor party, so yeah, absolutely.
There was
I just like the
everyone has
idea of
their
you guys
vices.
being at like an upscale like brewery, but like in bachelor party rowdy mode, like you're at like a strip club. They're like, no, this is a pretty upscale micro brewery, and they're like just slapping the waitresses on. Never mind. Okay, well that's
I
good.
mean,
so it
we-
sounds
we-
like it wasn't too crazy.
Yeah,
but
we
you had a
tried.
good
We
time.
tried to behave ourselves. At least some of us did, and
Yeah.
those of us that didn't, well, I
Yep. Hey.
can't vouch for them.
Yeah. No. Totally. I understand what happens in a bachelor party stays in a bachelor party. So.
Yeah, but it
Totally
was
get
good.
it.
It was really nice weather, and I hadn't actually ever been to Denver proper, but that city is really nice. Like I like
Yeah.
Denver a lot, so I would definitely love to go back there and spend some more time there.
Is it the Denver airport, the one that has all the weird art on it that is like apocalyptic and shit?
Oh yeah, I think it
Is
think
it?
And I've watched so many docs on that, actually.
maybe not
People
the
think-
Denver one, but I think maybe in Colorado.
It's in Colorado. I don't know if it's the Denver airport, but yeah, it
Really?
might not be the Denver one. Yeah, and there's like, and there's
like a
huge, like people think it's a
conspiracy.
military cover because of all like the land that they allocated for the airport, and there's huge underground tunnels. Anyway,
Yeah.
some of you other conspiracy theorists.
There's a
can help
documentary
me.
about it.
Yeah, it's really interesting though. But honestly, a lot of the art in it is really disturbing, and like,
Maybe
there's no other way around it.
Huh.
But it is
I'm
Denver.
gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look it up then, because maybe I just haven't seen this art, or I just put it
Yeah.
out of my mind.
You might have not.
It might have been another terminal or something.
Yeah, you might
Is
not
it?
have been right time.
Okay.
But
We have
there's a giant devil horse in it. Yeah, with red eyes. There's like
Really?
images of like the end of the earth and like people burning and shit. It's
Yeah,
really
What?
weird.
Yeah, it's
How
really
did-
it's creepy.
I did not see any of
I don't know.
this.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look this up now because now I mean, maybe I'm just so conditioned to walking through airports that I wouldn't notice
even
things
see
like
it.
that.
Yeah, I never look at the art and shit in airports at all. Like, fuck that.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, it was a good weekend. I had a lot of fun.
Nice. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm guessing you probably didn't game much this week. But
Not a whole lot. I did game some today though. I've been playing a little Hearthstone as normal. Nothing to report there. But I played some more Tribes today for the first time in a little while, and I have to say I really like it. It's kind of a shame that Tribes is a shadow of its former self now, but like Tribes, I've had a lot of fun with it. Just picking it up, I really wish I had people to play with, because I'm not quite as good as I used to be, and the game has changed enough that it's actually a lot of fun when I play. So we'll have to.
How active is the actual, like, how many people are playing that game?
I mean,
still?
there were when I was playing earlier today, there were probably like maybe six to 10 full servers.
Okay.
Which is not great, but is 6 to 10 more than they used to have. So the community is like, there's a little bit more of a community there, but I mean it's never gonna. I don't think it's ever gonna come back the way that it used to. The player numbers it used to have. But at least if you can find a server that has at least some people in it, like that, you can still have a lot of fun with it. So
yeah.
I've been enjoying it.
I remember, did they actually release, because the whole thing with they said we were going to stop support for that game, right? That's what killed it. And then did they ever release anything? Like, are you saying that they actually added something to the game? I'm trying to remember.
Okay. So we talked about this. I think
it's a while ago.
It would have been
right?
a couple months ago. They changed a ton of stuff.
Okay.
So the game is very different, and just a lot of the there are just so many different changes that the game. It looks the same, but the way all the movement and everything is very different. The classes move very differently, so you have dynamics that you didn't used to have. Like, for instance, you'll see heavies sometimes used for capping, like capping flags. That would have been unheard of with any previous iteration of Tribes Ascend. So there's a lot of different types of gameplay now that you didn't used to have. And like the way that the generators work and the base defenses and all of that is different. You don't have to upgrade them anymore. So there's like, you just there feel like there's a lot more roles than there used to be. So I've been liking it, but I'm also just not. I used to dominate like every single game I played of Tribes.
That's true.
And I don't dominate the game anymore. Like, I still do very well typically, but it's not as easy as it used to be. And so that makes it fun.
Gotcha. Okay, so I mean, I think at this point though, every time Tribes comes up, Brandon, you should be pimping your. I mean, you don't even need to pimp your how to ski video, but you just need to tell people, okay? Because I think there's people maybe that listen to this cast that don't even know about your video. So
I mean,
just
I have an illustrious.
I'm going into an incognito window right now, Brandon, and I'm going to YouTube and I'm going to type in how to ski and see what comes up.
I don't know.
And if your video comes up,
I don't think it comes up anymore.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's not at the top anymore.
Yeah, we've been on the first page before, but but not anymore.
Oh my god.
Google gets smarter every day. And
it got smart. Now it's actually legitimate, like, skiing in real life videos. That's garbage. Okay, hold on. How to ski Tribes obviously will get me to it.
I would imagine that would get.
Yeah, it's the second hit for that one. Dude, 303,000 views on that video, Brandon.
Are you a millionaire?
We are
incrementing
upward. Incrementing upward.
Brandon doesn't even need to work at Twitch. He just does it for show because of that video, that one video.
You could be retired, Brandon.
I actually just have screenshots of the YouTube view counter printed out on my desk.
I knew it.
Like certificates.
Yeah.
About to crest 304,000. So there it is. Anyway, check
Um,
that out. How to ski Tribes, and you can watch Brandon teach. Nice little tutorial right there.
Yeah, I actually it's funny. I actually went back and watched some of my videos for flag routes and things like that to see if they still work. and some of them do, but some of the routes, because of the way they've changed the physics, like
Yeah.
the flag routes and things have changed. So, so the game feels like a little bit of a reset. Like the people that were good before kind of still have to relearn the game. So I think that's been one of the fun parts is having to relearn how to play with all the new physics and everything.
Right.
But so I played a little bit of that, and then just right before the cast, I played a little bit more Killing Floor 2. They had released a couple new classes, and like I still love that game, but I tried pubbing it and I got stomped. So it is still a game you need to play with friends. But there are 2 new classes in Killing Floor 2 that I really want to level up. So maybe over the next couple weeks I'll play some.
I have not played it since early, like really early access.
Yeah, there's a new map that I hadn't played that was in a forest, and my team was just getting rolled, and like I hadn't played that map before, so I didn't know where to go. But yeah, that game is still great. It's so good. I wish more people played it, like that I could get a group together. It's the most fun when you have 4 to 6 people to play with.
Yeah, that's definitely a good group game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you actually game more than you were like I didn't game at all. And there you go.
Well, I gamed a little bit like this weekend. I didn't game at all last weekend or really this week, but I tried to make it up with some game time this weekend. Oh, and I also I started watching the new Showtime show Billions.
Oh yeah,
it's
Paul
pretty good.
Giamatti.
Yeah, it's pretty
Paul
good.
Giamatti. Okay.
So that's.
I don't know if I don't know if I've ever watched a Showtime series ever. Not because
I
they're
have
not
not
good,
watched
but
many. The first,
Yeah.
actually, the Dexter was one of the first ones I watched, and I just finished
yeah, I
Dexter.
still have never seen Dexter. Okay, yeah.
Dexter is fantastic. I don't know how I managed to stay away from it for as long as I did, but
Mm-hmm.
like Dexter is very good. Yeah. You should definitely watch Dexter. And,
Dexter, I need to do. That's
but yeah,
definitely on my list.
Showtime doesn't seem to have the backlog that HBO does of
Yeah.
like critically acclaimed shows that people when you say you haven't watched them, people just look at you funny. They're like, "How have you not seen these?" I feel like HBO has a bunch of those types of shows, and Showtime doesn't necessarily.
Gotcha. Okay. Drake, any real life stuff? Any gaming stuff? All of the above? Feel free to shoot,
I don't
man.
know. I'm back at school now, so it's just kind of back into that kind of grind. But I've been snowed in for the past couple of days.
Yeah, it was. How many inches did your area end up getting?
I think back at home, shoveling out my car, there was like 4 feet around my car and like 2
Yeah.
feet on top of it or something. The snow was like super light, so it got blown around a lot. So there's still snow everywhere, but there's huge snow banks that like nobody really wanted, like in the middle of the streets and everything.
Yeah, my parents were sending me pictures of the storm. They're right in Philly as well. So all right, so you're back to school, still playing. Oh, Brandon, here's a little fact that you might not know about Drake. Drake has played a particular instrument. I want you to guess the instrument for how many years, Drake? 13, 14 years?
13
years.
Well, I
Actually
do know.
coming up on 14, yeah.
Oh, Drake.
I actually
Oh, you
do
already know.
because I listen to the cast when I'm not on it. Because I'm a good
You
cast
are.
member.
You really are a good. Brandon, you are just such a goody two shoes. You son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right, well, never mind.
But I would love for you to serenade us with your cello sometime.
Yes.
I'm bringing it to the couch stream this next weekend, but
excellent.
I don't know if I'm playing it on stream. I don't know. I thought I was
Well,
just gonna
you-
jam out with
yeah, you
Nikon.
don't do it for free, but yeah, maybe if someone
Bring it as a-
donates, maybe
Oh,
for some
yeah.
donations for the kids, you may be
Yeah,
convinced
maybe.
to play.
Yeah, no, that would be a fun thing to do. I need to play more cello. Also, just real quick, can you guys hear anything in my background right now? Okay,
I mean,
okay, good.
Probably
That's
something,
but
kind
I'm
of.
not.
That's okay.
not worried.
Well, then don't worry about it. Yeah, no. In terms of video games this week, I've really kind of fallen into Blade and Soul.
Oh yeah, tell me
ki-
how that is, because there are quite a few
It's-
people that I've heard raving about Blade
Yeah.
and Soul.
Yeah.
And I am taking the WildStar approach, which was I told people like if you're still playing after 3 months, then I will give it a try, but I'm not going to jump in head first on a brand new MMO because I feel like this could happen the same way that WildStar went down, which is like everyone hypes it up, and then After a month or two, a couple people are still playing it, and then after like 3 or 4 months, like literally no one's playing it.
Brandon doesn't want to get hurt.
I don't want to get hurt.
I get it.
Well, Anion's playing an MMO, so that's the most interesting thing about this game. But it's because it's been out in Korea for like 4 years or something like that. Like this version of the game I heard is 4 iterations like behind what they are at in Korea right now, which is crazy. Like the max level I think is 45 right now. I think in a few weeks they're releasing a patch that's already increasing the max level, which like for an MMO you don't really see that outside of expansions. But the game itself is free to play, but it's sort of like, I don't know if anybody like remembers like RuneScape Premium. You know, it's like you could play the game and you could get the vast majority. Like it doesn't cut out content. It just makes quality of life a lot easier. And they've had some server issues lately. And just, I mean, it's a new game. They don't have that many active servers in the US and the EU. So there are login times. But if you have premium, there's a premium login queue. That's separate, so it is kind of scummy on.
Does that cut
things.
down? Is that like a huge? I mean, obviously. Are you premium or no? You're just
yeah, no. I bought a week. I bought it. There's like a little pack. There's a student pack for like $5. It lasts a week and gives you a bunch of it. There's a lot of emphasis placed on unsealing charms and keys that you use to open chests and unlock weapons in the game. Because you don't collect any new gear. There's just one set of gear that you're constantly upgrading up all the way until max level.
Okay.
That
sounds pretty different.
Yeah, there aren't too many abilities. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4 ZXCV, and then your left and right mouse button, along with like some other miscellaneous things. But like, there's no huge. It's very combo oriented. Like a lot of moves depend on other moves. It gets kind of complicated to an extent, but I think it's like pretty intuitive the way, because they have a lot of like tutorials where they actually show you how to do different combos. So it's pretty intuitive, but the combat is really, really satisfying. It's not like a typical MMO combat. It feels more like an RPG.
So do you think it has staying power?
Definitely. Right
More
now,
or less staying power than WildStar before WildStar was launched.
More staying power, because I feel like it's free to play. Well, like, because WildStar did not start out free to play, did it?
No.
Yeah, so it's a lot easier to get into that way. If you're willing to deal with the queues, which honestly aren't too bad. But yeah, no, I definitely think it has staying power as long as they release some kind of end game because from what I can gather at the end game, right now the main goal is to just finish leveling up your weapons and gear, which just takes a lot of gold and a lot of like craftable things that you have to grind out to make. So it's just a grind when you're max level. They don't really have any, I don't know, things you would like form a guild to do, really. PvP gets really, really complex. I've watched a couple of streams of people playing PvP at a high level already in this game, even though the season hasn't really started yet. And like, it's all reaction based. It's all jukes and counter jukes, and I don't know. I definitely do think it has staying power, but they definitely do have to do something about the end game content like pretty quickly.
Okay. Brandon does not look convinced, but
I mean, it like. I think being free to play from the start is an important step to having staying power, because I feel like every MMO at this point knows it will go free to play at some point, and they just like try and get subscription fees out of the suckers that are like the early adopters. And I feel like WildStar maybe would have had a better chance if they would have been free to play from the start, and they could have garnered a larger player base. But they didn't. So I mean, I would love to have an MMO I could spend a little bit of time with now and then. But I just like the only one that has brought people back time and time again is WoW, and I don't really want to go back to WoW.
I actually really wish John was on this week because
I know he's been playing a lot.
Yeah, I know he's been playing quite a lot of it, and he's enjoying it. I think he got like one of the more expensive founders packs that kind of it just streamlines the leveling process because you don't have to worry about using up like all of you actually have like an item that repairs everything. But I know he's been having a lot of fun with it, and there was a bunch of people. We were always in the Discord that are leveling together. I think Rose also playing it. Yeah. Other than that,
John's
all
one of
this
those
week I
people
played
though. Like
Rocket
John's
League.
one of those people that with RPG, like he was all in on WildStar, but I guess
That's the thing is I can't like I can't trust him as
because
a
John will go
resource
all in, but
because
yeah.
he will just tell me to get it because
and then
he
he'll
loves
stop playing.
I think like he loves that beginning
Yeah.
rush with a new MMO.
It's definitely fun. But if you want to, like, you don't have to put any kind of investment into it other than time at this point to actually like play the game. So
Maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see.
but yeah, no, I've definitely fallen in. So,
Anything
but
else
other than
besides
that, I've just played some Rocket League, some Smash Bros. I actually got back into Diablo a bit. I made a new seasonal character and played with Steffers and some other people for a while.
Yeah, how is
The
it?
game
I
is-
actually did mean to make a new character for the new season, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool because they've actually incentivized a lot of different things and made achievements and leaderboards so you have something just aim toward. They now have greater rifts that scale up in number, so you can just keep making them even. It's just a more difficulty scaling, but there's a lot of like new builds and everything that are really fun to play. But
Cool.
yeah, other than that, that's all I've been doing.
All right, Fenton, did you play anything this week? Last week he didn't play anything except you heard he played Halo on the podcast. Brandon.
Oh, I'm playing Halo on the podcast right now.
Oh damn!
This is like
Okay.
one of the only times that I actually sit down and play
Play
video
a
games
game.
anymore.
Wow.
I don't know if I feel good or bad about that.
Yeah, I don't
Hey,
know.
listen, it's on Xbox, so you don't hear clickety clack.
I don't even think I know what the experience of having your full attention is like anymore. I don't.
Yeah,
think
you never got it in the first place, so you're really not
that's
missing out
probably
on
true.
anything. You
You
think
know-
I read these articles beforehand?
Even
No.
even when I'm with you in person, I feel like you're like half there.
The attention.
Oh,
is
yeah.
not fully there.
No, it's
So anything
Lucky
besides
you.
the Halo you're playing right now though this week?
I played Minecraft
Really?
for work.
Oh, okay. So you weren't fully into it. It was part. It was,
I mean, I
it was
like playing. It was like
Okay.
well, just a little puzzle map thing.
Oh,
I always
okay.
forget to mention. Well, I play games during the week usually. Like I'll play Trials and Minecraft and stuff during the week, but that's not like recreational gaming.
Yeah.
That's more just getting stuff done.
Okay.
Do you have
Trials,
to, do, you,
huh?
do you ever play Minecraft just to research?
Mm.
Do you need to stay on top of?
Stay on
No,
top of the
no.
latest mods.
No, dude.
Minecraft.
You gotta stay on top of the mod scene.
The mod scene, yeah, I'm pretty much the president of the mod scene.
That's what I assume.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't think I've played anything else. Halo's got like Halo's. I still keep coming back to it. It's doing me right. New update coming this week. They're adding
What
the
is the new
the
update?
Halo 2 BR. Well, there's like two
Ah.
map remixes. There's the Halo 2 BR, a bunch of skins, cosmetic stuff. Yeah, it's sort of nice getting the free updates every like monthly.
I'm looking at your YouTube channel, Nick. I see a lot of. This is a very different Nick Fenton.
What?
I see.
What does that mean?
Look at all this Minecraft, Left 4 Dead 2, these
Oh,
rich
yeah.
gaming experiences.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that you just don't have anymore.
yeah. They're gone. It's RIP.
Man, that's a real shame.
I love that your second video, because you did the Dunkus farts, but is Adam Sandler, the Adam Sandler Let's Play Part 1. That fucking,
Yeah,
is that the browser game? Oh my,
yeah. Adam Sandler dating simulator, man.
oh my god. Oh yeah, the Spider-Man video. Jesus Christ.
Some classic videos.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of these.
Yeah, there's some good ones on there. Oh, okay. All right. What did I play? I finished The Last of Us. Started The Last of Us last week. Finished it this week, the remastered version on the PS4. I really enjoyed it. So Nick, it turns out you did actually tell me the ending. I remembered after the fact, but I didn't, because we had talked about this like
Yeah,
I don't know, a year
did,
ago.
Yeah, I
or two-
remember. Yeah,
a
I
while
did.
ago.
We did.
'Cause I was like, I don't
try
know
and
if I'll
give you
ever
a good
finish it.
rundown.
And then I didn't remember the end, and then when it happened, I was like, okay, yeah, I vaguely remember you saying something like that. But I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic.
Seeing you playing the game made me rethink how like playing that game like makes me want to replay it again because that ending is so good.
Yeah, it really was good. That game, like, also I didn't expect it to be as brutal as it was. Like, it's just fucking. I know, no punches pulled. I mean, again, I don't know if we can, if I have to say spoilers for that game, but like even there's the scene towards the end where they capture Ellie and Joel captures those thugs and like fucking cuts them into fucking pieces essentially to get the intel. I was like, my God, this is so good. But yeah, anyway, at 60 FPS and stuff, it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it. I also played the DLC, which was really good and also was really surprising to me and had like a twist that I thought the Twitch chat was trolling me about the entire time.
I need to play that.
But yeah, I won't spoil it. But the DLC was actually really solid. So anyway, I played that. Played some CS. I'm trying to think. I think just those two this week. But I'm excited for. I don't know. There was already leaks, I guess, about Last of Us 2 from Nathan. What's his face?
Yeah, there was like a little slip up.
A slip up. So I'm assuming there'll be another game.
I wish they put it on PC.
Yeah. I wonder. Well, I guess Naughty Dog has never done anything. Did they ever do PC games? They always did console. Probably.
Maybe an older game like pre-Uncharted.
Yeah. I saw the other series I got to try. But come on, Brandon. You know what? Listen, you have 304,000 views on that ski video. Buy yourself a PS4. Do yourself a favor. Get Last of Us remastered. It's worth it, man. You'll enjoy it. Do you have any consoles, Brandon? Actually,
I have an Xbox One.
Okay.
I don't really.
Aren't you playing Halo 5, man? Hop on.
Oh man!
Wow, fucking rude. He's still laughing too.
He's laughing like
it's not an actual joke, you fucker.
It's literally that concept is so foreign to him. He can't even. It's like it's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah,
it's a great game. Great esport, man. Oh, man. Stop laughing!
Why is he laughing? Is the thought of like playing Halo that funny to you, Brandon?
Just the thought of playing anything that is not like a racing game or
sports game or something.
Yeah, like a sports game on a console. I mean it's just hilarious to me.
Interesting. See, the controls, I don't know, the controls in Last of Us actually are really good. Third person in general though, sometimes I enjoy playing with a controller over even a mouse if they're well done.
Last of Us is third person, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Third person. Oh, is it? Okay.
Third person. Yeah,
that's not as bad. Like third person is already like it's going to be kind of a mess to control and aim anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not as bad, but I mean I just prefer playing stuff like that on a PC. But you know,
all right.
If it was on Xbox One, maybe I would get it, but I don't really want to buy a new console.
You know what you can get, which I can't play, which I want to play until the PC version's out, is fucking Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider, because the last one was really good.
Why don't you just get an Xbox?
If you just wait until the new releases section,
you
might have a little surprise.
I don't know, man. The only thing the Xbox really has is Halo. But that's really it. I don't know if it's enough.
And Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I know, but it'll be on PC and not that. For that much longer. Anyway, okay, all right. Well, that's what we did. That's what we played this week. Let's jump into. We don't have a ton of news this week, but there are a few interesting stories. I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna jump the gun on the news here, and I'm gonna just talk about something that triggers me an immense amount, and it is. You guys know that Five Nights at Freddy's is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Well,
this has triggered you so much that you are talking about it out of order.
Out of order,
right?
It's not the first story. But holy shit, guys! So Five Nights at Freddy's World, a game I didn't even know was being worked on, has not only released, it has released early, ahead of its scheduled. I don't know what the original scheduled date was, but it's out right now. And what is Five Nights at Freddy's World? You wonder. You know, you've seen these great quality games. You've seen 4 of them already. And Five Nights at Freddy's World is a colorful, non-scary RPG spin-off.
Non-scary, thank God.
Of the horror series, which was scheduled. It was scheduled actually to release next month.
I think you could also categorize the rest of Five Nights at Freddy's games as non-scary.
Non-scary, yes. As it is often the case with Five Nights at Freddy's games, which I didn't realize this, that release date hasn't been kept. In fact, it is moved forward. The game is available right now. And I got to read this fucking description. Okay, here's a few details about the game from the game creator Scott Cawthon. who says, with 40 playable characters, multiple endings, multiple difficulties, and a great soundtrack from artist Leon Riskin, Five Nights at Freddy's World hits the ground running and doesn't stop. What the fuck does that even mean?
I remember there being a lot of defense over this guy like a little while ago because he like donated a bunch of money and stuff, right?
Yes.
And it's like, for some reason that gave, like, a lot of people respect him now as a developer, and it's like he still hasn't proven himself to be capable at all.
Take control of Freddy and the gang as they set out on a quest in the world beneath worlds, a world that reflects the actions and deeds of the flip side, where things have started becoming distorted and broken. Lead your team deeper into this digital world to find the source of these glitches and monsters and restore...
This sounds like the fucking plot of Spy Kids 3.
It really does. And restore to what it was destined to be, a safe haven. And
it's like the most generic, like, go into the digital world, blah, 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 blah.
And you guys, I know you can't, listening to this, can't see the screenshot. I don't even know how to describe it to you, but I know the kind of quality of games that Scott has created, so this is not shocking to me. But it really looks like somebody was fucking around in Paint or really not great at Photoshop. It's so terrible, and it's like the characters from the Five Nights at Freddy's game fighting against. It looks, it just looked like a terrible fucking RPG. Here's the link for that for the chat.
You didn't have to.
I have to, though. They have to take a look at it. I love the font text for chop and roll. Anyway, it's just not the thing that's really good too. There's some really good articles. This was a PC Gamer article that we're referencing here, but there were some really solid comments from people. Actually, this is apparently something he does a lot. Ronald Schwarzenegger pointed out that Scott always releases these games early every time to dodge reviews, and people are like, "Wow, that's actually really smart." And he went on to say, this has been a pattern. He pushes them out fast and often before schedule. He's afraid that people will get word of how bad and repetitive the games are. There was less than a year between the release of Five Nights 1 and 4. And it is true. He has shot out so many Five Nights at Freddy's games. It's insane.
If you can't take the criticism, just fucking release it early.
Yeah. And this one, I'm sorry, just one more, just not to pile it on too much, but this is from Shadow97 Hunter, who says, I just love Scott Cawthon. The guy's a legend. Think about it. He made a crappy slideshow game in a few months' time, added jump scares into it, actually so many jump scares that all the YouTube gamers wanted to play it, published it on Steam, waited for the YouTubers to make it popular, and then copy-pasted 3 more sequels of the game, all of which are ultra popular, again, because of YouTube. Now he has so much money that he wants more money, so he chugs out this pile of bullcrap, which, again, will be super popular. And this is the cherry on top. He's making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which is true. Remember, we reported on that. Actually, no, that fell through.
They're gonna release it in theaters early.
It's just gonna randomly be in there. It's like it's gonna suck all the hype out of the Deadpool release. It's gonna release at the same time as the Deadpool movie. Oh,
One of the Steam user reviews here says not recommended.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what are the reviews like?
Says, I bought this from my friend and he accused me of cyberbullying.
Wow.
Oh, man. I just don't really... I mean, the guy's made a shit ton of money. I will give it that. I agree with what you're saying, too, Nick. I do feel like there was a moment where people were like, yeah, he's like a pretty respected developer. I don't know why. Maybe it was his donations to charity.
Yeah, you can be a nice dude, but, like, dear God, you make ass games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I have no I appreciate the fact that he makes donations when he has that kind of money from these games, but that doesn't mean that you have to respect the games. I didn't even realize the
reason that he releases them early. I thought he just released them early because he was like, I'm done with it now, and he releases. That's like there's a more shady reason now.
Yeah,
why he does it.
It would make sense.
To dodge bad reviews? Are you fucking serious?
Like if you're expecting as like a website or whatever, like, okay, I'll get my copy, and then it's just like, oh, it's out. It's like, all right.
I get that people there will always be Metacritic people that will give scores like zeros and stuff like that, and like obviously Five Nights at Freddy's, it functions to an extent, so it's not a 0, but it's like you can't like deny being criticized to everybody.
People still, like, even when I played the first game, people were like, you don't fucking get it. And I was like, no, I fucking get it. It's just fucking retarded. Like, people, what was cool was like, okay, the concept of these fucking animatronic figures that come to life. I get that. That's like kind of cool. I mean, I could see that. It's not like, I don't think it's the first time that's ever been thought of, but there could have been actually a solid game around it, but it was just it was like that didn't have to be a download. That could have been in a fucking browser. Like, there was no need. I mean, I know it was cheap. It's just so triggering to me. But whatever. I mean, he's laughing all the way to the bank, man. So I know he doesn't. I know I was hating on him. Not KBMOD.
The screenshots definitely look like it is an unfinished game.
It doesn't look.
I mean, having like 3 different fonts on the screen.
None of it's uniform.
And some of it looks like, the health bars look like they're from a Game Boy screen.
Yeah.
And some of the text looks like it's got a nice drop shadow and like you actually worked on it. And then on the left-hand side, it's just like Times New Roman.
Yeah, it really is bizarre. And Sham's raising some good points here. Sham's talking about the only thing that kept the game relevant was the fan theories, which is true. The fan theories in those videos, and there's channels that literally, Sham said, the fan theories from shitty YouTube channels that base their existence on the game. And that really is what has given the franchise such a life. Like, I had no idea. Like, I remember Sarkin, I forget, I don't know if we were talking about it, but I don't know, maybe you were talking about it, Nick, and I started like looking it up, and there was just these huge YouTube channels dedicated, and I just couldn't believe it. And it was all like about the lore and about like all these theories, like, oh my god, are they in the real world? Is the game in the shadow world? Just like
the shadow, the spirit world.
Yeah, like the flip, and that's what they're catering to, even in here, where he's talking about the flip side, where things have started becoming distorted, and lead your team into the digital world. I don't know. That's fucking. I don't get it. I mean, I'm glad people have imaginations, but I'm not for people having imaginations for fucking terrible games. It's so weird that like people have latched onto this so much when there's so many other things that actually are worthy, I feel like, to be latched onto. Yeah. It's just like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's like, oh, I mean, the concept is kind of cool that these animatronic things come to life at night. I feel like that was
I'm gonna get really emotionally invested in Five Nights of all franchises. Like even like something like Final Fantasy, I can understand because it's just like Jesus.
Yeah.
No,
but it's just
you're
like
game. I'd rather die for Five Nights.
This is. Am I reading this right? Five Nights at Freddy's came out in August 2014.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the first.
If these Steam release dates are right, the first one came out August 2014. The second one came out November 2014.
Mm-hmm.
The third one came out March 2015. The
4 in 1 year.
One came out July 2015.
Yes.
And now this RPG thing is January 2016.
It's fucking insane.
He's put out 5 games in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
Steam, man, it's popping off.
He's a nut, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was older than that.
No, these things have been cranked out so fast.
No. It really is unbelievable. God, and the thing is, all the work is being done. The work is clearly not being put into the games. All the work is, and these fan theories is what keeps the machine alive. But none of.
Do you really think that like there's fan theories that are like so intricate when like the game was hashed together in 4 months? Like we got this intricate storyline about the spirit world or whatever the fuck going into the digital world, but no, the game released 5 months early and it was only developed for 2. Like,
it's fucking nuts. And I'm not gonna lie, like there's even like I know some kid, like my girlfriend's brother's kids, like we were talking, they're all huge YouTubers. They watch like Markiplier and everything, and they talk about Five Nights at Freddy's too, and they're like, oh yeah, like the fan. And I'm just like,
I'm so glad all the children, like all the family members, they're still into Minecraft because I will take. Minecraft 1,000 times over fucking.
Like they know all about it, and they know more than me. I'm just like, I missed the Five Nights at Freddy's train, man. I couldn't do it. And they're like, no, they love it. So anyway, sorry, I'm so triggered, but we'll stop talking about it. But anyway, good for that guy. That guy is gonna. Maybe he's gonna peace after work. I mean, probably has enough money by now to retire comfortably. After sales of those games. So
I think that if nothing else, that series just proves that you never know what's going to be successful when it comes to games.
Yeah,
like you could work for years with like a small team and
make a great product,
pour your heart and soul into a great product, and it could just flop. And something like this that was sort of like thrown together ends up through a series of events becoming like this movement with a specific community.
And sorry, I'm triggered again because it's a great point in chat. If you were growing up from Trashiest, if you're growing up in today's era of new games, God bless you. Like these impressionable young children and teenagers who will remember like the games that we grew up with were like, wow, those games were actually like fantastic products. I mean, I'm sure there were some shitty ones that we love, but for the most part,
God.
there's a lot of great games. But it's like Five Nights. It's like, oh my God, you remember the first time you played Five Nights?
Yeah,
at
it's like
Freddy's?
when I'm talking to I'm like, I remember the first time I played Halo for the first time. And people are like, remember the first time the fucking mascot guy spooked me too hard?
I know.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be someone's like first gaming memory. Like, oh my God, I was so terrified. I'm just gonna be like, oh,
That actually is a little disappointing.
It is. It's scary to think about, but oh well. I mean, I guess that's also us getting. I don't like. Maybe we're just. You know what it is? Maybe we're just old and we're out of touch, guys. Maybe it's genius.
I don't think
like
that's
maybe we're
it.
too old.
There's a lot of. There's
I
a lot of.
do worry about that sometimes. It's like, am I actually?
No, that's definitely real, but this is not that occasion. This is just garbage being garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to think that, but I would think that because I'm old now.
No, but there are good children like games aimed at younger people, like
For sure.
No, that's true.
yeah.
That's
It's just a bad game that people love.
And this is why we need to have Shem on this podcast more. He's raising more great points, and that's the truth. There wasn't an avenue for these kind of games when we were like our age. Like not anyone could just be in game
Pull up
development.
into the Skype call. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, right. It's true, Mark.
You think I'm joking?
That's true.
If he's on, I will drag him here. But anyway, so fucking goddamn it. There you go. That's the piece of news of Five Nights at Freddy's
We
World.
talked
It is
way
out.
too long about Five Nights.
I know, but it just really breeds a lot of great, great fucking discussion. All right, so this one also triggers me actually. This next story too. So Elijah Wood's film company is partnering with Ubisoft for virtual reality content. Which is a little bit interesting. And the reason this triggers me is because the last Elijah Wood movie I watched was with Nick, and it was fucking terrible.
So many mirror shots. Just
what was?
It was like a serial killer like inspired movie, sort of a thriller.
I gotta find the name of it. It was on Netflix. If you haven't.
Yeah, it was first person. There was like overuse of like mirror shots, just because it was first person and they wanted to show off for some reason.
Just jerk off at how great they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but no, I'm scared because I feel like that could have been like I feel like that's going to be something he's going to do with VR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Elijah Wood doesn't have the greatest history as far as like quality products. He does a lot of work just like in a lot of different areas. So I appreciate him for that. But yeah, he definitely he doesn't have anything that's like super outstanding.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like
Sham's
his own,
the call,
at least.
by the way. We got him. Sham, what's up, baby? Oh, he's not talking. He's muted. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
but I appreciate it. Like I'm glad that someone is at least doing it because it has to come at some point. And I mean, Elijah Wood is capable. I mean,
No, he is. No,
he's
I'm
proven that he
actually
can make
kidding.
something not great.
That movie actually scarred me. So
Yeah, it was not good. It was not.
it was not great. But anyway,
Okay.
it's interesting. So his company, which is called Spectre Vision, they've signed a deal to create, develop, and produce original and interactive virtual reality content. So there's no word on like what projects there's going to be, but it's just his name's in the mix and his company's in the mix. So I don't know. I'm sure they could probably make something cool. This is one of his quotes. He said, "As a longtime gamer, I'm first and foremost a fan and admirer of Ubisoft," which scares me. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's a little concerning.
That was not a good thing to
The
come in
movie's
on.
Maniac.
right, Sham?
I admire Ubisoft.
I know, right?
All of the effort that they put into their video games. You know, they really take care of their products. Like
They care about the gamers.
little
They do.
infant children.
They do.
Yeah. So that's what I was just thinking. So maybe my fears are founded. So to be collaborating with them within the realm of VR is an incredible treat. Yeah, this whole quote is anyway.
The movie's
but
Maniac.
the movie's Maniac. That's what it was. That's the Elijah Wood movie. Yeah, not great. Check it out though if it's still on Netflix.
Wait, don't say not great and then check it out.
No, just so that we can talk about it.
Go
And then-
spend money on it.
No, it's yeah.
I'm curious what interactive virtual reality content means. Are they talking about a game? Are they talking about I don't
Maybe a
actually know what that
movie
means.
in VR.
I'm not
But
sure.
but what is that?
Yeah,
I think that feels like the thing that no one has figured out is like what is a VR experience
yeah.
if it's not a game?
Yeah, just like how do you tell stories in VR? It seems like a very difficult thing to wrap your head around. And there's a lot of ways to do it.
Out.
There's not going to be like one way to do it. So it's just figuring out a way that works. And there really isn't like an apparent one yet.
Like I'm gonna be excited when for the Oculus or whatever else, like there is gonna be that killer like game or experience. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna happen. Someone, like you said, Jam, it's gonna happen. Someone's gonna make something where people are like, okay, finally.
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna be non-gaming.
And it might not be gaming. You're right. It might.
I
just
don't think it will be. I think Oculus is like probably gonna blow.
There's a
up
lot of
for,
potential
like,
for
non-gaming stuff.
things other than games with things like Oculus. Yeah, it could be something else.
Yeah. Well, we always say that porn, but yeah, porn will be a huge factor.
Yeah, that's obvious.
But Sham, did you have any? Sorry, now that you've joined the call, did you have anything more about our triggered Five Nights at Freddy's discussion that you wanted to?
No,
you were making some good
well, I mean,
points.
because I actually played Five Nights at Freddy's World.
Okay.
Only for about 15 minutes because
Okay. Yeah, please talk about it.
you're just thrown in and you can immediately jump into the overworld and get thrown into a fight and there's just no explanation of what's going on. There's no tutorial for the game,
just starts.
how it's supposed to be played. You don't know what abilities do. The only way that you can know what some abilities do is by going to the Steam store page. And he's got a list of a few abilities that actually have explanations. And some of them are very specific. And you want to know what they do, like an ability that will insta-kill something that is less than 30% health. How am I supposed to know that unless you tell me in the game? There's no tool tips, nothing.
Wow.
Listen,
Yeah.
this is a game
completely
about
stupid.
difficulty. This is a roguelike. Okay.
God. And
Yeah,
see,
it's
the
about
thing is, though,
experimentation.
the fans will say all of that is on purpose in their theories, though. There will be a YouTube video that's like,
Yeah, there's a
no, there's no
reason for
tutorials. Like, you're supposed to figure it out. There's clues. Like,
It's a
oh my
part of
God.
the culture.
It is fucking depressing.
Do you think having played it, do you think Freddy is deserving to be on the next Super Smash Brothers roster for being in an RPG classic?
I mean, is Five Nights at Freddy's coming to the Wii U? I mean,
Like there'll be the Fire Emblem characters and then Freddy.
God damn it.
There's so much potential there.
Yeah.
Because then we could get some more cool top 10 fan theories about Five Nights at Freddy's and Smash Brothers and what implications are there. Are there crossovers?
Oh, I live for implications.
Are there other characters that are going to be coming into the Five Nights at Freddy's world?
Whoa, these characters have the same colored eyes. They must be related. I've heard that one.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, it's literally to that level. So, anyway, okay, but in regards to this Elijah Wood story, sorry, there's also another quote. There's a wow. Wait, Ubisoft has something called Funhouse. Wow. Okay, this is really blowing my mind because I'm thinking of Funhouse, the former Inside Gaming crew. This is really weird. All kinds of things, guys. I'm like in a real life Five Nights at Freddy's mindfuck game right now. This is crazy. Okay, Ubisoft's Funhouse studio last year. This is a guy that's working on some development, and he said, "We're making entertainment. I strongly believe we cannot make the same thing over and over and over and still be entertaining." Which, okay.
Wait, someone from Ubisoft said that?
That's someone from Ubisoft.
Yeah,
so
that
again,
sounds
Not only do
right?
they have multiple game franchises that are
That just do this-
pretty carbon copies of each other, but in between those franchises, they have mechanics that are carbon copies of each other, like fucking radio towers. You know, that's a common occurring theme in Ubisoft games. Don't tell me that you don't recycle shit.
No, and get ready
Shut
to
the
be
fuck
even
up.
be more angry. Listen to this. It goes on. As an entertainment company, there's a need to create something different every year, to be innovative. I feel like it's listen to this. I feel like it's not a buzzword at Ubisoft. It's in our DNA. Wow. All right, man. Again,
Oh,
I
dear.
think
I mean,
saying
maybe he's talking about his.
word.
it might be his specific studio. Maybe they're going to try
Yeah,
to
I
do
hope that
different
they
things.
just mean their specific studio and they're not talking for Ubisoft as a collective, because holy shit, are you off base?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like Ghost is saying in chat, if it's the development team that made Grow Home, it's like, okay, at least that was one development studio under the Ubisoft publishing name that made something that was different. So
Yeah,
if you're just talking about yourself,
I
then
think he's probably it's talking about. I mean, he does say Ubisoft as a whole, but I'm gonna assume he's talking about his Funhouse studio team. So, but anyway, again, the quotes from Elijah are not super encouraging. But again, I'm sure he can probably make something cool. Maybe he'll make something where you can go into virtual reality and watch him DJ. Nick.
Oh, I would like that.
I don't know. I'd do that.
DJ set.
Yeah, just be like, and that's the stuff like that's in all seriousness though. Joking aside, like being able to do stuff like that, like going to a music show and stuff like that in VR and making that really like that stuff's exciting. Like that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
see what
Yeah,
they
I
can
want to. I want to see streams of Scott wearing an Oculus and doing some mixing, and the Oculus is just
God.
him having an actual crowd when he only has like 2 viewers because no one.
That
wants
would be
to watch it.
awesome. That would be awesome. Anybody like I can feel what it's like to play at the fucking I don't know, at a stadium or something like that. Yeah, I'm down with that. All right. Well, there we go. Any other thoughts on Elijah Wood's film company?
I loved him as Bilbo.
He was great as Bilbo. He was
I
great.
trolled you, dude. He wasn't Bilbo.
He was what? I thought he was.
He was
no, he
Frodo,
played
you
Sam.
fucking idiot.
He played Sam. He played Sam. I thought
That was not.
that's Rudy actually.
Don't call him Rudy. I forget
just
what his
call
name.
him
What's his
Rudy.
name? I can't remember his
Sean
name.
Astin.
Sean Astin. That's it.
Yeah.
He was in Goonies as well.
That's right. He was. Okay. All right. So we have some Counter-Strike news here, which is not really big news, but there was a Counter-Strike team that was making a little bit of noise because they won a few tournaments, and they have quit after being allegedly asked to throw some matches by a website or by their organization or whatever, their website that was sponsoring them, which was surprise, a skin betting website.
Shocking. Truly
so just
shocking.
shocking. Yes. The team, now known as Orglis, very clever, was briefly under the financial wing, of a CSGO 1 site where you can gamble with in-game Counter-Strike skins. While part of the organization, they made some pretty decent strides, qualifying for a European Minor Championship and finishing top 4 in the Katowice qualifier. So this is the quote from Barbar Andre Moeller, who said, "We are from today called Team Orglis after being proposed by CSGO 1 to throw our upcoming game with Operation Kingwin. We want to make it clear that we are never going to accept such behavior. We are now seeking support for upcoming tourneys, blah, blah, blah." So anyway, it's just funny. Like, okay, so this is a whole nother issue with all these skin gambling websites, which obviously it's like, I don't know, there's not really any laws necessarily for these websites, at least as it pertains to, I guess, if they're not in the US.
There's just such a heavy conflict of interest.
Yes.
My favorite thing
any
about it
skin,
with supporting
skin
like an actual
gambling
CSGO
website.
team.
Yeah,
Yes.
like sponsoring a team. Like, yeah, I mean, of course that conflict of interest is going to exist.
Which is why, well, now I'm forgetting. Was it ESL that removed the ability to advertise the actual site, like in your name on in the match or anything like that, or having it branded as such, like G2A.com. Like if they had their own team, you couldn't put that. Well, no, I mean like CS:GO Lounge. Like you can't put. I think they're just called Lounge now instead of CS:GO Lounge. Like they changed the way that they branded the names because they didn't want that skin betting conflict of interest kind of thing going on. But the idea that for advertising, they would risk having those players permanently banned from ever being able to compete in tournaments again just to get a few extra people to come to their website for some skins. Like that's the funniest thing to me, because what if they had to get another CSGO team in order to keep
I know.
fucking
So the story does not end here,
having
though,
the same
because
cycle go?
CS:GO 1. This is my favorite part of this whole story. Again, I don't. This is two different sides of the story. But CS:GO 1, the website, Skimity website in question, is claiming that they only intended to gain a measure of their team's professionalism, and this is their quote. A few weeks ago, again, English is not their first language, but a few weeks ago, hype was raised around iBuyPower players due to Valve's clarification of lifetime bans, and we decided to ask the team and this player what his opinion was about these kind of bans. We never offered or made our players do stuff. This was only a work question to dot the I's and cross the T's. Our organization wanted to be sure about our players and their professionalism, and it seemed like our ex-team misunderstood us.
Is that
So that's
something
a
that happens
totally-
normally? Is that they in order for companies to establish some sort of trust between them and
try to
their,
trick
and their
them.
clients, they try to trick them. Yeah, they
They're like,
set
"Hey,
up this
throw."
fucking bait.
The
Oh,
funny
just
thing
testing
is,
you.
Bro,
Just
hey, you
testing
guys
you.
passed the test. You didn't. You guys quit our organization.
the funny thing is, I feel like both sides are equally believable, because I could
It's
also
true.
completely understand, some Skype conversation where, again,
Yeah.
I don't know if these guys, if they both speak the same native language or something, but if they don't, some conversation gets out of hand, someone shoots off a tweet, and now the whole thing is blown up, and
Exactly.
I could actually see this being the case, but who knows, right? We'll probably never know the full truth.
It is. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's harder to believe. I don't know. I mean, I could see it being a misunderstanding. Obviously, this is so volatile because, everyone's worried. Like, you don't even want to have the word throw anywhere associated with your team, especially because of lifetime bans. So you're right. Maybe it could have been a miscommunication, just a terrible idea for this organization to try to throw out these crumbs and be like, guys, we're just testing you. But I don't know. It's fucking hilarious either way. But yeah, it raises the bigger question of like, you can't. Anyway, I don't think you're going to have having a CS:GO skin website sponsoring you is probably not the smartest thing to be doing.
I mean, I think there like this. I think there will be questions of conflicts of interest like this for a long time going forward. I mean, even let's say it's not like a title sponsor or something, but if a skin gambling website is sponsoring a team, like ostensibly that team would have something to gain. Right, by throwing matches. So like I think there. I think there will come a time where that is going to have to be like there will be more rules around it because there will have to be. Otherwise, I think people won't trust the integrity of it. Like the people watching won't trust the integrity of it, and that's as important as anything, that the people watching actually trust that the game they're watching is pure and actually really competitive.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right. And finally, we have a couple quick hits we'll get to, but this is a lot of the news theme is triggered.
Like a good thing. This is a good thing, but it's also this is like
Brandon, I'll let you take
this. Too late.
Yeah, it's so late. I mean, give me a break. Okay, so Skype, you probably heard the news this week because it was kind of a big deal, at least if you're in the gaming world. But again, like Shem said, far too late. Skype is finally going to hide IP addresses by default, which is something that you could do previously, right, in all versions. I don't know about all versions. I'm pretty sure, right? All previous versions of Skype, you were able to actually do this, but it wasn't on by default.
The thing is, it hasn't worked reliably.
That's what it was.
Until maybe pretty recently. And it wasn't a default option, but there was a while where they put this feature in, and I don't think it was foolproof. Like there were still resolvers that were getting, could get people's IPs. But so finally, Skype is finally making this the default option where your IP is hidden. It is unbelievable.
But the idea to me that it's even that it could be shown if you uncheck a box is stupid to me. In what situation does your IP address need to be viewable?
That's the crazy thing to me is Skype has been owned by Microsoft for years now. Yeah. And this is like the direct connecting with IPs is like a legacy of the original Skype product where you were actually connecting peer-to-peer. Skype has not been built that way for a long time. Yet it is like Skype is like the single reason for probably 90% of the denial of service attacks on the planet.
Absolutely. It's the reason the reason why I had to set up like the whole Amazon Web Services proxy bullshit and set that up through Skype, and I have
Skype
to run a program and
created
things.
A cottage industry around protecting people against Skype.
True. What if Skype and Microsoft have a stake in these denial of service attacks? I don't know. Let's go full conspiracy here. I mean, what if there's because you look at this and it really is insane. Like, how did it take this long to get here? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I think you can look at Skype as a product and say, basically, it's taken a long time to get there because they just don't care anymore. Skype. If you look at Skype and how much it's changed over the past several years, they have iterated nothing on the product. They've been completely passed up by a ton of different competitors, but people still use Skype. They just have a massive network of people that use it. And that's the only reason that they continue to exist. But, I mean, at least in the gaming circles, they've been largely overtaken by Discord, and I don't think anyone's crying
for good reason, because I doubt Skype would ever go the route of integrating with gaming services in order to kind of get that crowd.
Skype's bread and butter is people making calls to landlines and stuff.
Exactly. It's an every person program. It's not tailored specifically to any one group. It's like Discord is for gamers, and that's why there's Twitch integration. They're going to have Battle.net integration. All kinds of integration for services like that.
It's just such a shame that Skype could be such a better program, but this was one of the key things that has always held it back. The fact that literally you were leaking your IP address anytime you used it. And the fact that that is news, that they finally made this a default option today, is seriously, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
But at least it finally is now a default. Think about it. Last week, this still was not a default option for Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you think we're so much more? I mean, obviously in the gaming world, it's like everybody like it's a constant thing because of the DDoS attacks that people deal with. Do you think that we're just super sensitive to it because we are gamers?
No,
and it's just
not
small.
It's not even about denial of service attacks. If someone knows your IP, they can probe your IP address for all sorts of security holes.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, it's not just them denying your service. It's the fact that is a vector for which they can hack into other aspects of your life.
And like fixing that problem sometimes for people is not an easy solution, because I had the issue with Time Warner where they would not reset my IP. I had to buy new hardware in order to get a new IP address, and that's how my IP was leaked on Skype. I was getting DDoSed on my streams for a solid 2 weeks, and I had to go in. I had to buy a new modem and a new router just to set everything up the way that I wanted and never use Skype unprotected again. And I've been fine since. But like to have to go through those hoops just because of a security just nightmare on Skype. It's so stupid that I had to go through that just because of one program.
Sham, it's all over now. Hey, it's gonna hide your IP address by default, Sham. All that problems you went through, Sham. It's all
totally
over.
Fine.
You're good now, dude. Don't worry. They got you.
You're fucking entitled millennial, dude. Like let your shit be out there.
Be out there for everybody.
I mean,
Come on,
well,
dude.
honestly, the next step is for like Valve to start hiding people's IP addresses like inside of the console in games. Like if you go, like say if I go into Counter-Strike and I load up a server where I am just trying to practice nades or something, that's going to be a local hosted server. And if I open the console when I get into that server, like the public IP address is showing right there. So most of the time I remember to not accidentally show that, but the fact that it doesn't need to be there. Yeah. It's just another one of those things where these holes are open for people to stumble across things just because people don't think about it 100% of the time and try to protect themselves. So
I just sent 5 pizzas to your door, Mark.
There you go.
I appreciate that. I mean, you know my address, so go ahead, send me pizzas.
All right.
I paid for them too.
That's nice
exactly. It's
but
a nice
no
gesture.
tip. Social experiment.
I'm gonna get a
man
bad
gets
look.
pizzas, but no
I'm gonna
tip.
get the meanest look from the delivery driver. And I'm not gonna understand why. It's gonna be this long life grudge.
That's the kind of harm that I want to put towards you. Not any sort of real harm. Just make you feel bad because you didn't tip a guy.
All right, couple quick hits here. The Atari Vault is going to bring 100 classic games to Steam, and
they're probably going to suck. They're probably going to be awful ports.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's Atari, dude.
Atari
yeah,
is
that's
Atari
true. It is
anymore.
Atari.
The company name is just a name. Like if you've seen anything that Atari has done as its name in the past, I don't know, 3-4 years, it's all garbage. It's all absolute trash.
Releasing 100 like old school quote unquote classic games
How
is
can
the
they
only way
fuck that up?
Atari. That's the only way thing Atari can do anymore.
Yeah.
Like they don't have anything currently. Like
what
they're
games,
shit,
man.
They're pretty
Roller
much
Coaster
shit.
Tycoon World. They're publishing that.
Haunted House Cryptic Grave, Scott. You and me.
Oh,
really
that's right.
game.
That was Atari. Fuck me. That game is so fucking terrible.
I mean, this vault is going to include real classic stuff like Asteroids, Centipede, Missile Command.
It has some real old.
That's old school stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even mess that up? I don't know how you mess those games up. They're so simple.
I don't know.
Boiling Point, Road to
It's
Hell.
Atari. They'll find a fucking way.
Deer Hunter Tournament.
Who knows what kind of bugs could come into having 100 games in one bundle? I don't know. It kind of scares me.
Yeah, it probably comes with like its own launcher or some bullshit.
There's a Project Runway game. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm back in.
Jesus Christ.
You cannot be talking about the Atari Vault. There's no way there's a Project Runway in the
Oh
Atari
no.
Vault.
Sorry, I'm on the Atari website looking at what they've put out in the last like, 2 years. Yeah, and it's fucking garbage. No, that is not in the fucking
Atari
bundle.
Classics Project Runway.
Project Runway.
I think it's safe to say that Atari's best days are behind it.
Yeah, definitely. All right. But it does have support. I don't know if you guys said this, but it does have support for with the Steam controller is supported.
Oh, fucking
so
sweet!
there you
Yes,
significantly improved precision
Atari
control.
games with a fucking trackpad.
Yeah. There you go. And then finally, for the quick hits, Overwatch closed beta. The closed beta is not returning until February.
But they are going to bring a new game mode. They haven't said what it is yet, but new game mode.
Are you? How much did you play much of the beta, Brandon?
Yeah,
Were you in it?
it's really good.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I look forward to. I mean,
did
it's
you get in that,
actually
Sham? No.
What was that?
Did you get in the Overwatch beta or no?
No, I was only in it for they invited people extra into like a 3-day weekend test, and that was before it went on to break for the winter, and that was the only time that I got access to it, and I didn't burn myself out on it. I only played for like 2 hours because I didn't want to get hooked because I knew I didn't have access.
Full release is less than 3 months away, so it's actually really close.
All
but
right,
yeah,
so.
it's going to be great.
Excited for that. Okay, and then some new releases here on the 26th. Lego Lego Marvel Avengers comes out, and Lego games are generally pretty good. I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, Scott, do you fucking hate Lego games, huh?
No, I don't. I've never gotten
fun?
into Lego games myself, but everyone's always like, the Lego games are so great. And I believe it, but
Lego games are fun, but they're all pretty much the same outside of
the
like a
same
couple
thing,
things that they twist for whatever universe you're
it
playing.
seems like they built the formula successfully, and then like you said, they just twisted a little bit with each iteration, which is fine. But that's going to be out for $40 on Steam, 26th. Also, The Witness, which looks like it's an indie adventure puzzle casual first-person game.
It's the next game from Jonathan Blow.
Yes, it's
the
from
creator
Jonathan
of Braid.
I like the description on Steam. You wake up alone on a strange island full of puzzles that will challenge and surprise you. That's the description for the game on Steam, and that is so vague.
It is vague,
considering
but
what
it's
the
great,
Witness
is.
If it's actually ends up being good, I mean, I don't plan on buying this.
It looks great. I'm probably going to play it because I enjoy puzzle games.
Like
playing it, like streaming it or doing anything with it other than
game.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I might just play it for
$40?
myself, but
this is the one that he's been.
Yeah, this is like I'll wait. I'll just wait.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in development on this for like 7 years, though. I'm pretty sure, right? I think this is the game.
Yeah, I can wait another year.
Yeah.
I'm in that same boat where I don't
see the tweet from him where he had he had pissed in a cup or something. This is
what?
I feel
like he urinated in a cup.
This up. Yeah.
No, but like he actually urinated in a cup and like tweeted a picture of it.
Yes.
Please find this.
Why?
Okay.
I'm
he
sure
seems like an
someone
eccentric character.
posted in chat, but it was like it. I guess the implication was that he's like in crunch time or whatever, and I don't know if that's like a thing he did.
Like he couldn't leave, like he had to keep coding.
You don't share that. even if you just tweeted like the words of it, it's sort of funny. But don't tweet the actual don't show me a picture of your piss cup, dude.
Listen, man. Hey, he's a little bit eccentric.
I want
Also,
people to understand the journey.
Yeah, this is.
I understand it in words.
I mean, this is other people. I mean, I was talking about this on my stream the other day. And people were saying that this is supposed to be like a test of people's intelligence, though. Like it treats. So in the description here, it says this game respects you as an intelligent player, and it treats your time as precious. There's no filler. Each of these puzzles brings its own new idea into the mix. So wait, the description's really weird, actually, because clearly he wrote this. He wrote this after he pissed into a cup. There's no filler. Each of those puzzles brings its own idea into the mix. So this game is full of ideas. That's the last sentence of the. Anyway, interesting.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. So the picture got posted in chat. That's.
Oh my god.
Like,
it seems like a very personal development.
I don't know what. What could possibly? I mean, I guess if he's doing a marathon sesh of coding for like 25 hours,
but
you can't get up to go to the bathroom.
A piss break takes 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much water you've had. It's not anything to worry about.
Maybe he works in like a tall building and he has to go all the way down to another floor.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Please don't tell me the straw. Like he's not using a cat. See?
Yeah, is that?
I mean, because I've seen Jonathan Blow in person, and the guy he'll work anywhere. So it doesn't make any sense to me that he needs to
I saw him
Sit-
working at a hotel lobby during E3 this year.
Exactly.
This
Yeah.
That's what I was
I
wondering
don't
about
know.
that picture. Is why is there a straw? Like what?
It's,
What is
if
that?
he's
for?
using a catheter, I swear.
It's a catheter, dude. It's gotta be. Or,
He's so serious that he's like in like a hospital bed right now, finishing the game.
That is, I can't believe, I never.
Why is there no condensation?
Jonathan Blow looks like Steve Jobs in his final days right now.
God, he might.
I'm sorry I even brought it up, but I couldn't help it.
Wow, no, that's
There's
good.
no
That's good.
condensation from like it being hot. Like, did he check this?
Oh my God, Drake. Please.
Oh my God! Last night,
I'm sorry,
I was-
that's what sticks out to me.
Last night I was at a club and it was so swampy in it that the condensation like was building and there was a vent above me and the condensation it was like dripping onto me and it was the
so
most
gross.
disgusting. Like it was fucking
That is
nasty.
just other people's sweat.
Yeah, it's
Other
just
people's
sweat,
evaporated
sweat
sweat.
raining on me.
You probably should get yourself tested after that, to be honest.
Oh, I looked up and I opened my mouth and I held my eyes open.
I took it into every orifice that I could.
Oh my God. Took your pants down and just opened that
I've
crack.
become the people.
That couldn't have been good for the chapstick.
Jesus. All right. Well, finally, in non-P related developer released news, I don't know. Maybe there is a scene where Rise of the Tomb Raider where you're in.
We don't know. We don't know.
There
Lara
could be.
Bees in a cup for
Lara
survival.
Croft's can get a little bit kinky at times, I guess. Rise of the Tomb Raider releases on the 28th of this month for PC. So that is a game that I'm looking forward to because I don't have an Xbox One, so I'll definitely be playing that. And I don't think that. I mean, the last Tomb Raider. I thought the last Tomb Raider game was a lot of fun. I played it.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
I've
play the
heard-
last Tomb Raider? You guys? all of
Yeah,
you?
it was good.
I
I've
tried,
heard.
but when I played it, it was plagued with a lot of Nvidia problems, and I was getting the weird artifacting that was coming out of like Laura's back, just tons of fucking shit just flying all over the place.
Not
so-
Laura. You fucking
Laura, sorry,
Laura.
my bad. I don't really
Sorry,
care about
Laura.
the Tomb Raider franchise. How does that make you feel?
You
Are you
podunk
upset?
It seemed like a
uneducated
system.
bitch.
Yeah. She's like
Yeah,
she was
I
like
gave
a
up
crown
on it
achievement.
when I was having those issues, so I never beat it.
Okay. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was good.
It was pretty good. So this one will probably be. I haven't looked at the reviews for on the console, but I think it's been pretty well received from what people have said.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. People say it's a lot of people said it's better than the first one.
Yeah. All right. All right. We're gonna move on to viewer questions. The first one is from Flanzy here, who asks us if you could live the rest of your life out in any game, which game would it be? This includes board games. Huh. Okay.
It feels like why would you choose board
See-
games? You're just choosing
Yeah.
to live a really boring existence.
Yeah, man, I want to live inside of chutes and ladders.
God.
Is he trying to
That's
bait
where I
us to
wanna
say like we'd want our life to be like the game of life?
No, I think the like you're saying if you chose the game of life, you are choosing to live within that board game's
Yeah, you
confines
are that board
for the
game.
rest of
Okay.
your life. Like Chutes and Ladders would be a literal prison.
All you're doing is climbing and sliding all day.
And there are snakes. So
That'd be like you're in hell. It's hell.
Wait,
Oh
snakes?
my god.
Why are there snakes? That's not shoots and ladders.
Snakes
there's
and ladders?
Yeah, snakes and ladders.
Yeah, that's
There's like
snakes and
six-
ladders, dog.
there's
It's
6
different.
iterations
All right,
of
fine.
it.
Either way, it sounds awful.
Yeah, board games would not be the place to, or just even general like
Connect 4.
Connect Four. Guess Who? I want to live in Guess Who.
I want to be one of the coins from Connect 4.
Cards Against Humanity.
You're just one of the characters in Guess Who. You're one
Yeah.
of the old
Board
pretty
game.
men. Every time you just get flipped up. You're just like, nope. Oh.
So I think we've determined there are a ton of really poor choices you can make.
All right. Yeah. What game would I want to live in?
Guys, I want to live in Five Nights at Freddy's world.
Oh, a rich universe.
Rich lore-filled universe. Yeah.
Is it cheating to say? I mean, like, I think the World of Warcraft, like the World of Azeroth,
Warcraft, yeah.
could
yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
Bunch of
All right.
fucking nerds, man. You know what?
Trying to think of a game world that has like a real like that would be pleasant to live in. It's not like
Yeah,
post-apocalyptic.
pleasant. Not where your life is threatened on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis. And
Yeah.
Does that mean you die when the game dies? Like when they finally shut down that last World of Warcraft server.
Yeah, if the servers go down, are you fucked?
Black.
you spend your entire life server hopping until the last one's alive.
Spend
you
a
have to
fortune on
transfer-
server transfers.
Yeah, you have to transfer to a server that's not getting shut down, and you got to take all your belongings with you. Find a new house.
I like the Animal Crossing
Animal
idea.
Crossing. Yeah, that's not bad.
Tamagotchi life. So some of these silly simulators on Nintendo.
I want Scott to pick driver so that he can't go into any buildings.
I know.
All he can do is get
Find
into
a car-
cars.
A car camera the entire time. Yeah, no, driver wouldn't be good. I think extreme beach volleyball is where I would where I would end up.
Ah.
That'd be fun to live in that world, I think. Though I don't
As
think
the
there's anything
volleyball.
As the
Going to
volley,
Leisure
yes.
Suit Larry.
No, as a bikini in that game. I'll just live like that. I honestly,
But all you could do is just play volleyball for the rest of your life.
yeah, that's true. No, it's you want something. I think WoW's not a bad answer because there's a lot of like that. That's a very fleshed out.
There's a lot of mundane livelihood in a place like World of Warcraft. So
Yeah.
you know these open world games like that, you can kind of choose them and not expect to be murdered
Yeah,
instantly.
that's
so
true. It's true.
it's not a bad choice.
Like I
I'd
was gonna say
either
Crash
WoW or
Bandicoot
Minecraft.
at one point, but sorry, you said Minecraft. Yeah.
I said either WoW or Minecraft. I feel like would be a very fulfilling living experience.
If I could get creative mode in Minecraft forever.
Oh, that'd be great. If I could fly, like okay,
Yeah.
we're
I think Nick just wants to live as his Pink Ranger skin inside of Minecraft. He wants to be the Pink Ranger finally.
Listen, I want to fuck Cortana.
Wow. Okay. All right.
It's not true. I don't understand the sexualization of Cortana. There's nothing
You
there.
don't,
Like,
you don't understand the
she's a
sexualization of a
hologram.
female?
Well, I mean,
Just
I understand that, but I
even
don't
if it's just
understand
a
like
voice.
yeah, it's literally like you. It's a hologram. You stick your like hand through it and it just goes through the blue thing, and that's it. There's nothing there.
But because she's a hologram, you know, your imagination can run wild, and she can be anyone that you want her to be. Just think about
Shem's
it.
really selling the Cortana.
I'm back on. I'm back on the. I'm back on board.
Yeah.
You sold me.
edging back toward the VR porn.
Okay. We okay? So Minecraft. All right. Yeah. Everyone's. Shem, did you have you agreed with WoW? You thought WoW? Would be-
I guess I don't know. It's hard to choose. There's a lot of. I don't really care for the question, to be honest.
there you go. Get wrecked, Flanzy. Shem
Because
doesn't
a lot of the places that people would choose, they kind of just want to visit it. They don't want to live there. Because I saw
Yeah.
someone in chat mention like Rapture from BioShock, but that place.
Oh no, that would fucking suck.
It fucking died out. Like everyone went crazy
Yeah,
and killed
it's a
each other.
cool
Why
place,
would you want to
but
live
it's not
it?
a
It's
cool
like
place to live.
you want to see it. You want to experience the place for like a day or two, and then you want to go back.
Yeah. All right. Not so ordinary gamer asks Nick Fenton in particular for NFen with the new Taco Bell sauce currency. Will you trade 2 Chick-fil-A honey mustard packs for a Verde sauce?
Oh yeah, last night Dunkus and I went to Taco Bell and I asked for green sauce and Dunkus was like, "Give me extra fire sauce." So I was like, "Can I get a lot of fire sauce?" We got like 50 packets of sauce. And I know like Taco
They
Bell,
couldn't
you
wait.
usually get like 10 packets or whatever, but like this dude just gave us he gave us like the entire stock
Yeah.
of sauce packets.
Taco Bell just can't wait for that person to come to the drive-thru and ask for extra sauce
Just
packets.
unload on it.
So they can
Yeah.
dump that 10-year backed up supply
like-
of sauce.
Yeah, it's like stress relief for them. I bet they're like, "Fuck yeah, I get to just drop a load of."
They're basically swimming in it like a
sauce on
ball
someone.
pit in there. If you look behind the counter,
Just trying to shove it out the window. Please take it.
So wait, which way is the trade going? Are you giving away a Verde sauce for 2 Chick-fil-A
Yes.
honey
Yes.
mustards?
Yes.
That,
See,
that
Verde
feels
sauce,
like a good deal.
Verde sauce, very rare, very underappreciated, and it's
good.
Never had it.
it's good.
Yeah. But do you, I mean, what about, so would you do this trade though, or would you hold on to it? Is 2
I've
Chick-fil-A
I've
honey
currently
mustard?
got a lot of fucking Verde sauces. So yeah, because the
Okay.
dude he not only gave us a lot of fire sauces, but he was just like, "I'm just gonna give you generally a lot of sauces."
Yeah. Yeah.
He hooked me up.
Very nice. All right,
I
there
would
you go.
negotiate for Chick-fil-A sauce. I would definitely take that. trade.
I love honey mustard, so I will do the trade.
Okay.
I will finalize the deal.
All right. Amnesia Hayes asks us, what is the last album that you listened to all the way through?
Man, that's been a while.
I've got 2. The latest Coheed album and
Of course.
Drake's If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. For some reason, I'm always listening to both those albums.
On the plane ride back from my grandmother's funeral, I listened to Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly" in full while I was on the plane because I had nothing better to do. So I just went through that again.
It's good.
Nice. Okay.
You know, I listened to another Kendrick album. I listened to the Good Kid, Mad City recently. I can always listen to that album all the way through. I feel like I can't listen to individual songs anymore unless I'm like with people, because the whole album, like, it's like one of those albums where it's like it has transitions and
It
shit
goes
that
very-
you listen
yeah.
to in order.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's just like a whole experience. But you know.
Anybody else?
I can't remember.
I can't really remember.
Full album. Okay.
I don't like, unless it's the first time I'm listening to an album. I don't usually listen to like the album all the way through.
Yeah, that's me. Like I might listen to an album all the way through once, but then I generally don't do it again. I feel like maybe Tool 10,000 Days might be the last album I listened to all the way.
Okay.
I guess most of us, we play games. We don't listen to music all the time. All right, So.
That's not true.
That's literally opposite for Nick. But
Yeah,
yes.
for
For
Nick.
most of us, you're right, Sham. But yes, for Nick, literally opposite. But
I listened to a guy named Falls. He released an album a couple months ago, and I listened to that this weekend. It's good.
all right. Laser Parrot. Final question asks: My dad hasn't played games for I guess about 10 years. I got him a home theater and PS4 for Christmas. What games would ease him back in the saddle? And then he had a follow-up tweet. He said, following up, it's been long enough that one stick for movement, one stick for camera is a new concept for him. He looks at the sky a lot. So he's trying to get him back into it. What would be some good games?
I don't know what your dad likes. A lot of these are kind of personal preference. I don't know.
Something that would be
if he had games that he enjoyed, and you can kind of find links to those games that he played in the past, something that's similar,
Yeah.
and just go with that. That's probably the best option.
Here's a question.
What were some of his favorite games when he did play, and just find something like that.
Because Nick, you're always talking about how good Journey is, and it's just one of those like you can just play. Would Journey be too confusing?
It wouldn't be confusing, but I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's the kind of game that
Yeah.
this
He used
person's
to
dad would
play
like.
Metal Gear. I mean, fuck, man, get him Metal Gear 5.
Yeah,
I
just
don't-
let him do it.
Because that's a fucking playground. Just let him go crazy. If he understands that he can do whatever the hell he wants to.
Well,
to take out
when
people.
did they say the two stick thing is new concept? So it's probably not.
New concept.
Yeah, probably not the best. I mean,
don't
Lego
know.
a Lego game. Lego games are easy.
There you go. You take back that Heavy Rain, I am Seth. You take it back.
Hey, yeah, man. Heavy Rain.
Any game
coming out on
like that,
PS4,
though,
like
like,
being remastered. Is it
Until
remastered
Dawn?
or just being put out on PS4? But it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Until Dawn or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, get him. That's actually a really good idea, Laser. Get him Until Dawn. Yeah, because that one, it's like Heavy Rain-esque in the sense where it's just the buttons. You just got to hit the buttons, and if he fucks up, it's not a huge deal. You can kill off the characters in 2 hours or 3 hours. That's actually a really good idea.
The intro to Just Cause 3 took him an hour. Oh god, that's oh dear. Yeah, that's troubling.
Because he can't dual stick. Yeah. Man.
I would say, I mean, I'm looking at a list of PS4 games because I wasn't sure like what is on PS4.
Same thing.
But like maybe like Shovel Knight is pretty simple.
Some sort of
knack,
platformer,
dude.
something that has one direction of movement. And
Yeah, like Shovel Knight, and like I see Bastion. Bastion's a good choice, I think.
Although Shovel Knight might be, well, I mean, for someone who hasn't played games in a while, it might prove a little more difficult to jump into. It's not
Yeah,
like
I'm just trying to think of games that
not
are
a
like
very
pretty
simple
easy
game.
to control. Like I mean, the
Yeah.
Diablo 3 on console is pretty good, and that's pretty easy to control. It seems like maybe the dual stick stuff kind of throws them off.
Deadly Premonition if you can get.
Oh my God, is that on? That's not on PS4.
No, it's not on
is it?
PS4.
Oh
but
God, please no. That would, yeah,
You just, I mean, just get him Dark Souls.
yeah, really ease him into it. Good Lord. Okay, well there you
Little
go.
Big Planet. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah,
get,
I
get
don't
him,
know.
Get him Rocket League.
Oh man, I don't talk about complex control.
No,
Yeah,
I feel
Well,
Rocket League.
Rocket
you
League is
kidding
easy
the
to
air?
play. It's hard to master, but it's really easy to
Yeah,
get
I was gonna
into.
say the
Yeah.
controls for Rocket League are super easy. It's just hard to master.
Yeah, I guess so.
No,
but-
I'm actually serious.
It's also
Rocket League,
cheap.
I think,
It's
is
also
a great
cheap,
choice.
so it's not a bad.
Yeah. I feel like
Intro.
any kind of driving game would be a good start
That
Yeah.
too.
because they're all fairly straightforward.
Yeah,
And maybe
that's my
even
answer.
just like if they like shooters, like just get like a really sort of basic shooter game because that's like most of where you're gonna get like right sticking experience with is just looking around like that in something basic, point and shoot.
Yeah. Something to practice.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. All of your questions answered in an extraordinary fashion by 5 incredibly talented gentlemen. That is the KBMOD podcast. Brandon, you want to talk a little bit about our? There's a really sad face in the doc here underneath the iTunes podcast review of the week, and it just says none. It just says none with the sad face.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. No one took us up on our offer to make them famous this week.
Ooh, yeah.
So-
They would have been
have the
loaded
power.
with cash if they would have just
mean-
come up with a good review.
Yep,
Literally,
you could have made Five Nights at Freddy's style money just from your exposure this 1 week.
That's right. That's right.
Major
Larry
dreams
King,
come true. Just
Larry
from one
King did a
review.
podcast review and got his career started here. So if Larry King can do it, like you guys should be.
and he's been
give
at it a
yourself a
long
chance.
time too.
Yeah.
Look at the heights he has reached.
Yeah,
Just because
he's interviewed so many amazing people because of just getting a little bit of notice on our podcast. So
Yeah, and I mean, you didn't even know that Sham was going to be on. He could have read your review out, but unfortunately,
Wow, wouldn't have that been a treat for you? Yeah,
Yeah.
me reading it out.
Yeah, but I guess we'll have to take another crack at it next week. So if you would like to review the podcast, the rules are you give us 5 stars, you put something witty or funny or just, I don't know, spill your life story in the review section, and we may read it on the cast.
we may. Also,
may.
if it was not good enough and it is in previous weeks, guess what? It's not getting read. So
Yeah,
that some
we
people
only
are
take-
confused.
Yeah,
it has to be the week.
It has to be the
Right.
week of, which I realize sometimes leaves us with no review. But that's the way it works. You should
Literally,
honestly,
Brandon would rather have no review than a bad.
You should.
one.
Here's
that's
the thing.
dedication.
Here's the thing. If I were you, right? I've already reviewed the podcast. It is always the first one that comes up when I go and read them. But if I were you, I would scope out your competition if you're going to leave a review, right? If there's a great review that same week, maybe you hold off on your review. Like the timing is important.
Yeah, if you're really bad at writing stuff, you just have to release it at the right time when people won't care, and then it'll be like it's fine,
Yeah.
We'll lower our standards.
So, anyway, hopefully next week, I'd love to see a contender, but this week it's not in the cards.
Someone in chat just said, "Be sure to proofread and submit your reviews in Times New Roman size 12 font." Yeah, please hold to the standards or the MLA format or whatever the fuck it is. I forget
Don't
what it was.
disappoint Dad. Don't disappoint
Yeah,
Daddy.
yeah.
Volition.
Brandon really. I mean, I'm a little bit more lenient. Like sometimes, like if I'll just grab one that I there's probably been ones that Brandon would not have approved when I'm hosting the cast and he's not here. But when Daddy's home, Daddy will choose, and Daddy sometimes doesn't want any. He's not going to pick any garbage review. So
Well, I want it to look like you spent a little bit of time on it, because most people only get one shot. So
That's right.
Make it something you can be proud of.
no pressure, by the way. But you just get probably one shot unless you're going to make another.
This is the most
multiple iTunes
important
accounts.
thing. This is the most important thing that you've ever created in your entire life, and the world is watching.
It is the world exactly. All right. Well, I guess we should. I keep forgetting one thing. I keep forgetting to do, Brandon, when I do host this and you're not here, is shouting out where they can get more KBMod gaming content. So I will practice that now. You can find us at KBMod Gaming on Twitter. We also have a YouTube channel where the cast. Are we caught up on casts now?
We
Brandon?
are, yeah, I think we are caught up on casts, or
Okay.
really close. So we have all the podcast highlights on the Twitch channel, but also we put them up on YouTube. We were just behind for a bit, but Hutch has been doing a great job getting those up.
Yes.
So
Thank you,
the
Hutch.
podcast is also on YouTube and iTunes and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Listen to them all at once, ladies
There
and
you
gentlemen.
go. Yep. Get them in that playlist and just fucking take some fucking meth and just. I mean, don't take meth, but do whatever you have to do to listen to all of them in a row. I really recommend it. You can find Volition at Volition, where the last time I did this, I said that the L was a 1, and it actually is the first I is a 1. So you can find Volition. If you just type 1 on your keyboard, you will find him on Twitter. You can find Enfen at Enfen, Drake at Def Not Drake, Sham at All Sham No Wow, and me at APL Fisher. We will see you guys next week for episode 224. Sham, thanks for coming on just randomly and
No problem.
chatting. It's always a blast to have you here. We'd love to have you on more. So whenever you're around,
we should
feel
just
free.
grab random guests off of our Skype contact list each week.
It's like, oh, they're online. Just drag them. Yeah, maybe we'll start doing that. But Sham, always welcome. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening / watching. Farewell.
Oh, yeah. Yada. Yada!
Yada.
The
Yada, yada.
Yada!
Yada.